Crunchyroll is bad for anime. Let me preface this by saying, they do a lot of good things for anime as an entertainment medium, but I feel that they detract from a lot of the level and knowledge of the true experience of anime as a creative medium. I will also say that this isn't against Crunchyroll, the people. I'm sure Victoria, Miles, Swaps4 and Evan are all passionate about anime. Evan actually tries to educate the anime community more than most people with an in-industry job do. But this is all about Crunchyroll the business. The company that isn't open with its users. The Crunchyroll that plays games with marketing. And this will tie into my thesis on the gamification of the media. And trust me, I know basically nothing about the way that Crunchyroll is run. All that I know is that numbers never lie. So I think we should strap on in, get ready for a big one. There are two main issues that I take with Crunchyroll, and these will become more clear as I explain each in depth. So the two issues are lack of support of those behind the industry, and the cultivation of anime. These are what I think leads into the disparity between analytical discussion and the popularity of YouTubers like That Anime Boy, Misty Chronic, and Aki Memist, Einscheinderu, and all of these other vloggers and skit comedians. And this makes sense because of Crunchyroll's partnership with Loot Crate, including some of these people in the equation, leading to a distorted view of what anime is now. I'm not ragging on any of these people at all, but rather the message that they carry. The cultivation of communities and fan bases is one of the most important things that goes on in the internet age, and much of the time you'll never notice it happening. You think that you have free will over what is shown to you. My favourite way of looking at this is through the world's largest social media network, Facebook. There is a very real set of actions that Facebook wants the user to do. They want you to be interacting as much as possible. That's why when you typically log on to Facebook, you're greeted with things that you are more likely to click through to the pages of, and content you are more likely to interact with, so that you get to see more ads. That is all helping out Facebook, in a sense. Now, for Crunchyroll, they perform the action of cultivation of identity in a way that will never cease to amaze me. Cheer pressure is something that Nate of the Best Guy Ever channel talked about on an episode of the Procrastinators podcast. This push to remain constantly positive with your social media outlook, the way that you interact has to be positive, otherwise you'll get picked apart by anyone who happens to see your negativity. As someone who regularly observes and speaks to people with large audiences, there is a very real and large dissonance between what they say behind closed doors and what they will say on camera. And this is something that would seem obvious, but in a place as large as the internet, there grows a real ability to just make your brand a monotone one. So, Crunchyroll is a monotone brand, but they have a large variety of different voices. But as an identity, it is entirely homogeneous. And this is impressive, being able to communicate one message through a group of different people, but it showcases the core issue we will be looking at later on. This monotone nature adjusts the audience to see a specific type of message and believe it to be the truth. Then this leads to a stronger sense of community, whilst pushing out the ideas of anyone who disagrees with this singular voice. There is also a very interesting phenomenon that was first quantifiable through the Anime Awards results. The ranking of a series compared to others was directly proportional to the amount of tweets that came from the official Crunchyroll account. So, as I put on my tinfoil hat and sink into my basement to show you the truth behind the bourgeoisie and their conspiracy to make anime great again by reinstating the yaoi paddles at all the conventions, all anime viewers turn gay.
Don't you get it? They're trying to kill off the anime community by the cultivation of ideas.
Okay, so it may not actually be this drastic or serious, but it is clear that the team behind Crunchyroll are able to manipulate the market. And this is very interesting when you take into account the way that they work with the Japanese distributors. The way that they internationally shape the way that Western distribution works without anyone being able to see it clearly. And this is how anime is cultivated for over 1 million paying subscribers. In a way that maximizes the amount of money for Crunchyroll whilst minimizing the dilution of anime. Putting a damper on genuinely interesting and groundbreaking series. But no one cares about Tonkatsu DJ Agataro. No one told them to. They care about Yuri on Ice and Attack on Titan, because that's what's pointed to. The lack of support for the creators of anime is a simultaneously excusable and horrible thing that is going on. See, the wages for animators are extremely low, and there needs to be a change in the industry for this to not be the case. But there is a way that all of us can support some of the up-and-coming animators in Tokyo. Since 2014, there has been a group of people trying to crowdfund dorms for these animators so that they can pursue getting even better at their craft, whilst not needing to worry as much about the sheer cost of living in one of the most expensive cities in the world. Crunchyroll doesn't need to support this cause, but think about it from a PR perspective. It would make a huge difference if 1 month out of the year, they donated 1/1000th of their earnings to this cause. These people would go on to make even great anime over time, and Crunchyroll prides themselves on being able to cultivate the objectively best taste in anime. Reaching out to support these people is something that could highly improve the way you are seen in the eyes of many of your detractors. Making the jump to support those who make anime that we love is more than just a simple way of saying that you're doing good things. It's also saying that the people who use your service are doing good things. And what is better marketing than that? See, these people, they wouldn't know how to support them otherwise. So supporting them through you would be the most positive way possible, wouldn't it? You have the ability to make a positive noise whilst being genuinely effective and having your fans contribute to a good choice. I'll leave links in the description to help you take a look at supporting the cause. Even if you only have $1, you can help take that extra burden off the animators so that they can make more things that you love. So, now it's time to move on to the potpourri round. Talking about something that many people considered to be a highlight of 2016. The music video, Shelter. Now, Shelter wasn't all that impressive. It was mediocre and many people will disagree with me, but this isn't a discussion of the quality of Shelter, but one about the role that Crunchyroll played. People talk about this being a positive step. The West is now having a say in some degree of production, and that the idea that us Westerners with enough money and the right connections are able to make anime of our own. But there is an issue that loops back to my prior point. Crunchyroll themselves would be able to fund at least one full TV anime based off the numbers released by PA Works from Shirobako. And this is something that could lead to more good anime being in existence. That would be cool. I like good anime. If you like good anime, you would want more good anime to be made, right?
Well, I'm red pilling all of you. Wake up, smell the coffee. It's time to realize the lizard Jews are erasing propaganda in the subtitles of anime that causes all forms of distribution.
I just want to see more of a move to diversify the creation of distribution of anime. And this is possible now, more than ever. Crunchyroll, it's up to you to use your influence correctly. Unless you want the industry to stagnate, which would cause a drop-off in the total amount of anime viewership, which would cause a drop-off in the amount of people using your service. That wouldn't be good for you. So the question of the day is Crunchyroll good for anime? And the answer is a mixed bag. Crunchyroll has a whole bunch of potential points they're sitting on. And if they decide to use them to make a change in the industry and all these lives of these poor animators, I would say that they are true good. If they use these points to make Yuri on Ice Season 2, well, not so much. Crunchyroll brings a lot to the table. The ability to create and cultivate such a large and diverse group of people is amazing, but it also makes my third eye squint a little bit as I try and read between the lines. They actively show that when a mainstream series is released over here, that they have a mainstream appeal. So how does this all link back to the gamification of media consumption? Well, Crunchyroll offers reports every season explaining the popularity from a given location and from the platforms that Crunchyroll supports. This is a way of forced marketing that is so subconscious, you would think that this was some Marx level theory shit. So essentially what is happening is that there are two streams of communication through the singular voice. What they want you to be talking about. Usually a series that is a solid 7 to 9 out of 10, though not always the case. And also the stream where the active conversation lies. And this is usually directly proportional to the level that Crunchyroll's voice speaks out about it. There are cases, though, where this is very different. If you take anything from this video, Crunchyroll has a positive and a negative impact on anime as a whole. And I want more positivity in anime, and most importantly, I want more transparency. But Crunchyroll are the only distributors who even let me see a small glimmer of light in the world of Western distribution. That's the only reason that I made a video about them rather than any of the other distributors. Though there are significant issues that I take with Funimation, Madman, Viz, Manga Publishing, 7 Seas, all of them. Thanks for watching. If you were able to travel through this esoteric maze of words by following my voice, and even managed to have a good time while doing it, well, congratulations. You should hit that thumbs up button, letting me know how you felt about this video. You can tell me what you think I should discuss in the future by commenting. Hitting that long red button helps me show off to all my friends, and supporting me on Patreon would be much appreciated. Also, have any of you ever been interested in the history of anime? Well, do I have good news for you? The Anime History Show is my upcoming podcast, and there'll be a link in the description for it. Also, I have a very, very, extremely large project coming out on March 27th, which I've been working on for a year and a half. So, yeah, that's cool. And thanks for watching.